It's short.
Okay, that's not our typical chime.
No, it's really not.
Also, hello to all the video people who just got a behind the scenes.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
How we add that sound in.
I thought for sure you were going to have something on the laptop. And
No.
okay.
You thought that was in post? No.
Nah, it's actually just Danny holding up his phone.
There's a unique quality to it coming out of my phone speaker and then into the microphone. That just makes it just better somehow. I don't know.
Next time, take the case off the phone.
I wonder
It'll be a little
Yeah.
nicer.
Or I could put a second case on
Ooh.
and get even more of that special sauce.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's even better when we have a different video every time. It's always, the chimes are different. Sometimes they go up.
That's because one of them was like labeled as made for kids and you can't save that one.
Oh.
And so that was the OG. That was like the good one. And I can't find it. It's lost forever.
It probably got deleted.
Can't you just go back and
In my history?
or go back to one of the episodes we've already recorded?
Well, I know what it sounds like. I just can't find the video.
No, he's saying, what if you played the beginning of an episode?
Oh,
Yes,
gotcha.
into the microphone.
We usually start talking over the end of it.
That's fine.
That's fine too. That's even more. Let's play that on my phone through the mic, and then it'll progressively.
How this episode has started, Eric.
Perfect.
Imagine if we did that. Imagine if the beginning of every show was just the beginning of the show
Of a different show.
previous. Yeah. So the beginning of episode 11,
I like it.
where we are, was actually just the beginning of episode 10 plus a little bit.
I'm interested.
Sounds like a terrible idea. This is
So we're gonna do it?
11. Right. Yeah.
Naturally.
So starting in episode 12, you'll hear all of this again.
Real quick for everybody who's on video, this is our studio. If you haven't seen this before, it's not complete, but we're gonna eventually have sound and pretty things on the wall behind Anthony. For the audio listeners, it's a room with a couch and chairs.
Comfortable.
Yes,
couch and
there is a
chairs.
white wall behind Anthony and a bunch of hexagons behind me, and kind of both behind Eric.
Did you ever think about just laying down for an episode?
I could. I've got a pillow here. I could straight. I
and a
could take
blankie.
nap.
You've even got a blankie over there.
We had a meeting.
And a hammer.
and a hammer.
We had a meeting out here earlier I guess it was this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I came out and Danny was laying on the couch, curled up in his blanket, just waiting for us.
I was cold.
I respect the
Like
play.
a therapy session.
Pretty much. We had a meeting. It was successful.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Everybody went back to their offices. It's great. What's your workplace, Scott? I've never had a couch. So
Never
naps.
had a couch.
We don't actually take
No,
naps.
there's no napping happening.
I wish. What is happening today in just under 2.5 hours? Dynamic Discs Open registration goes live.
Ooh, that's today?
That is today, 5 p.m. Central for, I believe it's 1,000 and up MPO, 9. What is it for FPO?
40?
Okay, that's what I thought, but I couldn't remember. 940 and up FPO can register, and then subsequent days will have
Correct.
different ratings and different tiers. You can find all that information on dynamicdiscsopen.com, but it does officially start tonight at 5 p.m. Central. So
I'm excited for it.
If you're an audio listener and you're just getting an audio, it was last night.
right,
So sorry about you.
Tuesday,
late.
January the 11th. Yes.
You should get more up-to-date info than a podcast.
Right. Head to YouTube. You could have seen us in the past yesterday, but you're hearing this in the future.
Alternatively-
Somebody could be listening to this in the year 2028.
In which case, go
Also.
back several years.
Whew.
They've probably been to a few Dynamic Discs Open since.
I sure hope so.
So yeah, go ahead and do that. Sign up if you are eligible. If you're not eligible, wait until you are eligible. Sign up, or you can come and spectate. You can come and participate in all of the C tiers and just the everything else going on. I'm not going to try and list everything because it's way too much for me to go through.
There is so much happening. Yeah.
That would be the entire episode. But there's far bigger news. There's far more exciting topics to talk about. So we can just go right into that. Obviously, we're kind of nearing the end of our off season. This has been one of the crazier off seasons in recent memory. There's been, excuse me, we've made a bunch of team changes, pretty sick ones. There's been other team changes galore today. Chris Dickerson announced that he was going to Discraft. He was with Prodigy, is going to Discraft for 4 years. Haley King was with Discraft and announced.
Enova.
And that was yesterday, I think?
Yesterday.
As of recording yesterday.
She came out with a video. Yep.
So I think the only one left is Katrina Allen.
The only other like, yeah,
high profile.
big name,
Right.
major elite series winner is Katrina. And have you guys heard any speculation on Katrina?
I've heard none.
Right.
None. Yeah.
I've seen people like guessing
Or like hoping.
Yeah,
right, but it's
nothing
literally
like-
just that of like
It's nothing like, oh, well, I talked to, like for instance, people saw Chris Dickerson driving the Discraft RV around Michigan
Oh.
because apparently they bought him an RV in
okay,
part of his sponsorship. And
cool, good for him.
yeah, absolutely. So that speculation is like, oh, well, that's pretty accurate. You know,
Right.
I haven't heard anything about Katrina.
Mm-mm.
It's interesting.
Wherever she's going, if it's been decided, if it's been figured out,
I
and stuff,
100% guarantee it's been decided.
it's been kept.
You don't
Well-
leave a company open ended. You know what I mean?
What if
At
she
that
did?
profile, I mean, she could have.
What if she
but
just said,
I just
"I'm
don't.
out"?
I don't.
Take offers where they come.
I could see that, but she didn't reach out to me at all, and we were gonna talk in the off season. So she's got a deal, and she's got a really good deal coming up, is my guess.
Is that confirming that she's not coming to Trilogy, or can you say anything yet? Or
She's not coming to Trilogy.
okay.
I can say that.
I was pretty sure because like we normally like to like build up to our biggest signing and everything, so it didn't make sense. But I've
Right.
heard a lot of speculation out there. So
Yeah.
sorry.
Unfortunately, not. I would love to have Katrina. She's
Yeah.
she's a
a beast for sure.
very good. So we kind of, with all of the team player announcements, we've done 2 episodes with Kona. We did an episode with Ricky. And so we kind of missed the sort of year end, new year start time frame. So really quickly, I want to kind of get your guys' thoughts on basically what were your, in the disc golf realm, highlights and maybe a low light of the 2021 season.
Cool.
I'm going to throw one caveat in there.
You can't call James Conrad.
You can't, yeah, because that's everyone's highlight. So of course that we'll take that one off the table. What is your? We'll do what was it? Ultiworld, where they came out with the Ace of the Year,
Oh
but
yeah.
you couldn't vote for Kevin Jones because it was very obviously Ace of the Year.
yeah.
We're gonna do that. So your highlight of 2021, not counting James Conrad's throw in at Worlds.
My highlight would probably be seeing more coverage on ESPN. Because there was there was a couple of events covered this year.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it just kind of has that level of appreciation, like, hey, we've made it, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to see more, obviously, and I know that they've been working with the DGPT on getting more events showcased, I guess you would say, on ESPN or
Mhm.
ESPN2, technically, wasn't it?
Yes.
So-
ESPN networks, because it's
Yes,
been rebroadcast.
That's true,
on,
and ESPN News and all that fun stuff.
right.
I think that's probably one of my highlights as far as the overall disc golf scene. Now, if you're talking about a particular event,
Mm-hmm.
like a win or anything like that, man, I'd have to think about it for a little bit, honestly,
Okay.
because
I've had a little bit and I still can't think of one. I don't know.
Okay.
I guess, I mean, it was cool watching Mason Ford win.
Yep.
Mhm.
That was really cool. I was like seeing underdog stories as much as cool as it is to like see the legacy of someone who's just dominant, continuing to own. It's always cool to see the underdogs, but I can't remember, like, that was in a playoff?
He won in a playoff, and
Okay.
everybody said that Ricky laid up. which
Yeah,
is
but he just,
come on, he didn't
Yeah,
lay that putt up.
he's
Right.
never laying that up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I remember that. Yeah. Okay. I'll go with that one then.
That's a good
I'm
one.
surprised.
What was yours?
I thought for sure one of you guys was going to take Nathan Queen.
Yeah.
Winning the Pro
That's a
Tour
big
finale.
upset, but it's not like I don't know. It's not like my most favorite memory of the year. You know, I mean, maybe if
True,
Nathan Queen was a
sure.
DD guy or I was friends with Nathan Queen, but I'm not like close with Nathan. So
Yeah.
I'm happy for the guy. Like, it's awesome that he won the event, but
Mm-hmm.
to me, it doesn't stand out as like,
Yeah.
man, that was awesome.
I feel
It
like
was awesome, but
Very.
I'm just not close with Nathan.
I feel like the format of the event kind of lends itself to that too, where like, I don't know, it's not your standard format tournament, so you're more
Mhm.
likely to get upsets. It just
Yeah.
seems like to me.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's just me not being an elite level disc golfer, but I feel like I've heard people have that take before of like, if you play in the first round, then you play in the second round, you play in the
Sure.
third round, you're going to be in that rhythm. But I almost feel like there's more pressure on those people because they have to perform 4 times, where whoever it was, I think it was Paul, Ricky, Eagle, and somebody else who got a
Drew.
Was it Drew?
I thought it was
That
maybe
got a
no,
bye,
maybe not. I don't
like
remember.
all the way to the semis.
Yeah.
All they have to do is play well once.
Yeah.
They're on ESPN, play well twice, and now they won 30 grand.
Yeah, no, I agree. That is pretty awesome.
I would be okay with that.
That's pretty. I guess another one that comes to mind would be Katrina winning Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean just because I'm close with Katrina, we're friends, and her last world title is hard to believe that it was in 2014.
Wow. Wait,
Wasn't it? Or
16.
No, 16 was in Emporia, wasn't it? Yeah.
Because she went
Yeah.
in Portland, and that was 14.
was Portland. So that was the last time
How
that
was
Katrina.
that 8 years ago?
Exactly. That's my point. Like, for her to have so many Elite Series wins and compete at that high level, to only have one world title going into last year is crazy. So to see her finally get that monkey off her back, so to speak, is pretty cool.
That's wild to me.
Mhm.
That does not feel like 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I think another one for me is like just from a personal entertainment standpoint, like we talked about all of the moves this offseason. I love that. Seeing all these players getting paid what they have put the work in for, getting paid money that is real money.
Mhm.
We're talking real money for a lot of players. Chris Dickerson said his deal was 4 years, 7 figures.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't give an exact dollar amount, but
Plus 7 plus.
7 plus.
Yeah.
Right. He said there was no, I forget how he phrased it. There was no cap, or there was no limit to how much it could be.
Which is how every sponsorship should be. It should never be,
Right.
hey, guess what? You're going to get paid $100,000 and that's it. You
Right.
know what I mean? There should always be room to grow.
Then
Right,
you just
'cause if
quit.
whatever
Yeah.
his-
Just like not play any events.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'm done. I made my cap.
yeah. Yeah. Because whatever his tour disc is,
The Buzz.
is that what it is?
That's what, yeah. Yes, they're for sale right now, actually.
Okay.
Is what I saw.
So if they sell 10 million of those,
Wow.
first of all, congratulations, Chris.
Mhm.
But like he should get paid for all 10 million
Yeah,
of those discs that sell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. Do you guys have a low light that comes to mind of a
Ooh.
kind of a bummer or a sad disc golf moment?
The first thing that comes to mind is Ricky at Dynamic Disc Open.
Oh, yeah.
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 That was, I mean, it was cool seeing the community kind of rally around him too, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
obviously it's a tragic thing that happened, but it was also the silver lining, I guess, was how much everybody, it showed the disc golf community really coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was super sad.
For anyone that there's a lot of new players, for anyone that either doesn't remember or wasn't aware, I think it was literally the day before,
Something like that.
like literally, or maybe it might've been, I don't know, less than 48 hours before the tournament started.
The day before he flew to Charlotte.
Right. So I think it might've been 2 days before, Ricky's sister passed away. She had a brain tumor.
She had cancer.
I think-
it was
or-
it was a
yeah.
mole. That is what it
She-
turned into cancer.
Yeah. Regardless, that's not the important detail. The important detail is that she
Mhm.
unfortunately passed away within days.
Mhm.
Ricky flew out, handled that situation, and then somehow came back. And I think he played okay round 1, shot a course record round 2.
Yeah.
Like, dude is an animal.
Yeah.
And the putt on the island,
the
from the
island?
drop
Yes.
zone is
Yeah.
just
That was so cool.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one. Did you were kind of snickering there, Eric?
Yeah, the only thing that comes to mind of something like kind of like sad or like black eye kind of thing is, I can't remember his name, but the guy at the time was president of the PDGA, went on that podcast and
Oh.
made an ass of himself.
At Worlds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
The
like
PDGA or the PGA?
PDGA.
Oh, okay.
It was, yeah.
He called Brody like a jerk move for doing something, and then called Paige Pierce
Oh.
out on something as well. It's like, dude, in your position, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, and he went on that podcast with like where they just wear sunglasses.
Right. It looked fake.
Yeah.
It looked like a meme. It looked like the podcast equivalent of like PDGA Rodman.
Yeah.
Of like,
And I'm not
This
taking
is
anything
sarcasm.
away from that podcast. You know, you guys do your thing and whatnot. But for him to go on that show and say the things he said, to me was just,
right. Very out of line.
yeah.
It's not. Yeah. There was, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Paige Pierce put out a trailer for her documentary. And there was a clip in there of that where he said something about, Paige got a lot of flack, and I think she deserved it.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
Yeah. Step down, bro.
no. Yeah. Even if Paige did something out of line, then that's something that
It's not your position to call it out.
right, and that should be handled behind closed doors.
Yep.
Handle those things privately.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the situation leading up to that was going to be mine, of the whole Worlds
Mhm.
driving range situation, a player getting hit with a golf ball, not being
right.
anywhere to warm up. That whole situation. As the
All
host,
saved by James Conrad.
right?
Yeah, that's the only thing
Right.
people remember about Worlds now.
Yeah. As the hosts of Worlds next year, or I guess this year, we can say that those things won't be happening.
Correct.
We've kind of taken measures, and the PDGA has also taken measures to make sure that Worlds is run more smoothly.
Correct.
We'll say,
Yeah, it's going to be good. And I personally believe it's going to be one of the biggest and best Worlds of all time. And I'm not just saying that because we're running it, because I fully believe that next year will be the biggest and best Worlds of all time. And then the following year, you're just going to keep growing. You know, you're just going to keep going into this massive, just fantastic event.
Yeah. Gosh, that's another one. Just for a highlight could be just the explosion that the sport has had. It took the PDGA 30 some odd years to get to 100,000 members, and then to get another 100,000 members was 4 years, I think.
3 or 4.
Something.
Yeah.
Most of that within the last year and a half or so.
It's crazy.
Has been,
Now we just got to keep those people engaged.
I don't think we have to keep those people engaged. I think most of those people will keep themselves engaged.
I sure hope so.
Speaking of Worlds, Eric, do we have anything that we can talk about with the new Jones course? Obviously, we've mentioned it, but we haven't really been able to go much into detail about the course, about the progression with the course or anything. Do we have any updates?
We're getting close. We're getting closer. I was kind of hoping to be able to play it by now, like officially play it by now, but we do have the majority of the tee pads poured. There's a couple that we do need to redo for a dog walk through it, or, something, it's too much of an angle, whatever the case may be. There's a handful of them that we want to redo just to make sure everything is level and rock solid and all that good stuff. And all the ground sleeves have been poured as well. We put them in those irrigation covers. All the new baskets are built, and Doug gave me a green light to pretty much put those in the ground soon.
Okay.
And we're just kind of waiting. We're playing the waiting game a little bit with the city to come out and cut the 2 gaps in the tree lines that we need.
Yeah.
But they've already started work. They've raised a couple of the cedar trees, helped out with getting dirt where we need dirt, and hoping to plant some trees as well, that kind of thing. But it's been great. Anthony and I actually went out and threw most of the course, I would say.
We played what we could.
Yeah. Even the holes that we couldn't play, we did. We threw to where the basket's going to go.
Just play to the green.
And as soon as these baskets get in, I cannot wait to get out there and play it because it's going to be, oh man, it's going to be such a fantastic course. But no, it's not in yet. It's not really, it's kind of playable if you walk it and know where you're going, but we're in the process. Doug and I went out and met with the city out there last week, 2 weeks ago, and put whiskers down where benches are going to go, because there's going to be benches on every single hole, which is exciting. Something we've never had in Emporia.
Yeah.
Is a course with benches ever. So we're going to have benches and nice tee signs. It's going to be great. It's just not quite ready yet. If I had to guess, I would guess people could come and start playing it mid-February. Is when I think the course will be playable, in the ground playable.
And also the weather should hopefully be playable.
Let's hope so, but last year, February was like mean.
Awful. It's still winter in the Midwest.
That's when we had that minus 18 degree day.
Yeah, none of that, please. More of today, where it's like 60.
Please. Yeah.
Pretty windy, but we'll take 60 and windy over negative 16, and who cares?
And calm.
It doesn't matter.
Facts.
Have you had the chance to see any of it yet, Danny?
No, I have. I've seen the map, I think, like a draft of it, but I haven't actually walked it or seen any of the tee pads or anything.
Tee pads are great.
I haven't played disc golf in probably like a month.
They're big.
If I'm being honest. Not really, no.
Why?
I don't know.
It's been cold.
It has been cold. I don't know when we went, Eric, but I think that's the last time that I've played disc golf.
I'm pretty sure me too. Because I was going to play Hops and Heisers, but it was like
Oh, I got a onesie now.
Super cold that day.
I got a onesie over the weekend. So next time I do hops and hyders, like in snow, I'm down.
Okay.
I'll wear my heated vest.
Ooh, nice.
We'll be all right.
Is the heated vest going over the onesie,
No,
under the onesie?
Under.
It has to go under.
Okay.
Both if I can get it.
The onesie
Wait,
has
hold
to
on.
go on the outer layer.
Yeah.
You'll just have a super puffy torso.
Mhm.
It'll
That's
look hilarious.
That's right.
Wow, Danny gained a bunch of weight just in his midsection.
Mhm.
Nowhere else.
Specifically, I'm going for like the is it the sea lion approach where like you just have a lot of blubber and that's how you stay warm?
Mhm.
But it's just here.
Yeah.
It's just right here.
You're gonna look like Ralphie from Christmas Story.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, where he's got all
Or
the
his
jackets.
kid. It's not Ralphie technically. It's his little brother, I guess. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Eric, Christmas was so last year, dude.
Oh man. It's
Save the
coming.
references for 11 months.
I've seen people with Christmas lights up already.
Already.
A little early there, people.
Yeah, they're just, planning ahead. Skip all holidays.
That's right.
Christmas lights go up in January, take them down December 26th, and put them right back up January 1st.
January 1st. Let's make it happen.
Okay, so I want to do a little thing where we can kind of put our hypothetical Christmas lights up
Ooh.
for next year. What do you guys think? So when we have this episode next year, January 11th, 2023,
Oh, okay.
where do you think the disc golf world will be? What do you guys predict that our James Conrad moment will be, or our highlights and lowlights? What do you think they'll be from this year? Will we hit 300,000 PDGA members, or
What are we at now? I don't think we're going to get, I don't think another 100,000
I think
is doable in a year.
I think this year is going to be the best for like the competitive side of like exciting tournaments. Because I think the years of having like one person that just dominates everything, that's behind us, and it's going to be the most competitive at the top.
So you're saying Paul's washed?
No, I'm just saying.
Washed. Eagles washed.
I'm
Everybody.
just saying more people have caught up to be able to challenge. So I think we're going to see a
players
lot of
pop off. There's more players that are too, like, for instance, we have, my goodness, so many people hitting the road full time. We have like 4 or 5 FPO players that are committing to the full tour this year, which is awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about. So there's so many more players out there touring full time. So obviously people are just going to be able to pop off hot rounds and then be there.
I think it's going to be we won't see like one person win the majority of the events. I think because like it's been in the past, the gap between like Paul and Rick and then everyone else has just been getting smaller and smaller. And I think obviously it's going to be the smallest this year. I think it's going to be a great year to like watch disc golf, tune in live. People are going to be the most mad about spoilers. It's going to be great.
They will not be mad about spoilers because of live disc golf.
There's no spoilers in live sports.
That's right.
Yeah.
So who do we think you were talking about Mason earlier? Who do we think will be this year's Mason Ford, who comes out, or Nathan Queen, or whatever, who kind of quote unquote comes out of nowhere, and the disc golf world as a whole maybe isn't as familiar with this person as Eagle, Rick, Simon, Paul, whatever, where people kind of expect this person to win a bunch of events. Who do we think will be the person that just comes up out of nowhere?
That's a tough one because, comes up out of nowhere.
If we call them out,
know who that person is.
Yeah, if we call them out, they're immediately disqualified. So
okay, if we had asked this question last year, people would have known who Mason Ford was.
Yeah,
but it would be like, no, he's not winning an NT, and then he does.
Right, man. There's a handful of names that kind of come to mind, like Gavin.
That's what I was thinking.
Gavin could definitely do some damage this year. Gannon Burr is another one that I think
that'd be exciting.
Is an up and comer that, he had some great events this last year.
Someone in chat said Scott Stokely.
He could win Rookie of the Year.
That's true. Yeah, he could win Rookie of the Year.
I'm sorry.
That
might have been the downside of the year too. That might have been another one I should have thrown in there. Stokely could do good. Yeah, he's going to be traveling full time. I could see him
making some lead cards.
A splash.
I don't think he's going to win, but I feel like he could make some lead cards. Definitely get himself out there. But I don't know.
Who else is out there? The young. I think We have a junior player. Well, I say junior. He plays pro now, but Carter Aarons.
Oh, yeah.
He is, I think his rating just went up today to 984 or something like that.
I can't believe he's not 1,000 rated.
And he's 14.
He's so good.
And he is signing up. The plan is to sign up as many events as he can get to that he's allowed to play in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to watch him play this year.
Yeah, he is very good.
Yes, he is. Very, very good.
I'm looking. I'm scrolling through PDGA right now, and I want to see if a name just pops out to me. But I had the name. Do you have a name, Danny?
There's a couple people in chat are saying like Andrew Marweed, but like I feel like he's already kind of there.
Right, he's been close.
He's one of those guys that's been hanging out for a while. Somebody said Terry Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
Funny guy.
he was in contention at USDGC this last year.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he won the B tier down at the farm just before Dynamic Discs Open last year.
Oh, cool.
I could see that for sure. He's a very good player.
Do we think we'll see more European players this year? Do you think we're going to see them coming over?
I hope so.
I'm crossing my fingers. Dude.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, especially because the person that I was going to say was Albert.
Oh, yeah.
I think Albert could win something, and it's going to be very difficult if he's not able to tour.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
yeah, it's gonna be tough to play these events,
Right. But
I think they'll be able to make it over.
I think so. I know that the plan, at least for Albert, Kristen, the ones that we know, the plan is for them to be here at least.
Yep.
Is this the year Brody gets like an A-tier win?
No,
Doesn't he have an A-tier win?
Has he won an A-tier? I don't know.
I thought he won Oklahoma Open. Or not
No,
Oklahoma.
It was Durant, Oklahoma, but I thought it was a B tier. It might have been an A tier, but you can look it up. But I'm pretty sure the Durant event was a B tier. Could have been an A tier, but I don't know that he's playing very many A tiers.
It's a good point.
Aside
Probably
from
not.
Elite
I
Series
don't see him winning on tour.
Mm-mm.
He might.
He could pop off a couple hot rounds and be in contention.
I can see him getting on some lead cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. He won the Spooky Season Skirmish, which was a C tier.
Oh, that's an A tier.
Yep. He won the Granbury Throwdown, which was a B tier.
It's gonna be the Durant event.
And then is that the Magnolia
Yep,
Open?
that's it.
Yeah, that was a B tier.
Yeah.
But it was a strong field for a B tier.
Oh, for sure.
Coda was there. John Nicholson was there.
Oh, it was a good win. I think he won it on the last hole too.
I don't recall that much detail.
I only do because it was a course I designed and it was the first big event on that
cool.
course.
Okay.
So,
Let's see. Hold on.
and Steve-O ran that event.
He had a 1-stroke lead.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Going into the last hole.
So, yeah, he would have been tied with Coda. He birdied 18 and Coda doubled 18.
Yeah.
So he had actually had a 2-stroke victory over Bo Tillman. Coda fell to 3rd.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. I thought it was an A tier. I'm wrong.
Do you see him winning an A tier? Or an Elite Series event?
Elite Series event, I will say no. If his goal going into this year was to win an A tier, I think he could do it. If he just said, I'm going to play exclusively A tiers, every weekend there's an A tier, I'm going to hit it, I think he could absolutely win one. Elite Series event, though, I think, like Danny was talking about earlier, the field is just getting so much better. And it's not a slight against him. It's just the fact that, he's out there putting in the work, grinding, getting better and better. There's also 40 other people doing that.
Doing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And
who have done it for years.
Exactly. Yeah. There's people that are at his skill level that are putting in time and effort, that are improving their game.
Right.
And then there's people that have been doing it longer than him. There's people that are better than him right now that are doing the same thing. I could very well be wrong in that. He could absolutely do it. Maybe he's the one, he's our Nathan Queen this year.
Could be.
Of just kind of pops off at an event and wins it. Yeah, anything's possible, Eric.
Anything. Well, maybe not anything, but yeah.
There's a lot of talk in chat about Drew Gibson and Ezra Aterhold. Those are like, along with Marweed, those are guys that like they've arrived.
Ezra,
I would say.
Especially Drew.
Yeah.
Drew has arrived.
Drew's been around for a while.
Drew won a Pro Tour event.
Yeah.
Last year?
2 years
ago. He won Portland Open. Yeah.
No, Drew doesn't qualify. I think Drew's going to play well this year. I don't think he's an up and comer by any means.
not like a breakout player.
I don't think Ezra's really won a tour event. I know he at the beginning of the year there was an event that he was in contention at maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like he won something, but yeah, again, he's got too big of a name. He's too
He's too
well-known.
household name. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes from his social media and his YouTube page.
Yeah. So he won the Open in 2020.
The Open?
And that was an A tier. The Open at Belton.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That was the year before. I think last year it was a Silver Series.
Yeah.
So the year before it was that. Yeah. And he beat Mason, Connor O'Reilly, Austin Hannum, Bradley Williams, Nate Perkins, Emerson.
If you're
GT
beating Bradley,
Hancock,
if you beat Bradley Williams in Texas, you're doing something.
Right. You're
I
doing
could see
something
him
right.
being one of those guys this year.
But even then, he won Maple Hill before.
Bradley Williams?
Mm-hmm.
Did he win?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
he
won
that's
that one.
right.
It was a couple years ago.
That's right. It was the Chipmunk year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was him.
That was
and,
more than a couple years, but
MJ, wasn't it?
yeah.
What was that? 2019?
No, I guaranteed it was before that because I was at that event.
Was it really?
That was the last year I think I went to the Maple Hill Open. I guess it's not Maple Hill Open, but that's what I call it.
Yeah, it was.
I think it might.
Had it switched to the MVP Open yet?
It was MVP. No, I don't think it was the MVP.
There's
Open.
no way it was still Vibram Open. Was it?
It might have been because I don't know that I've played it since it was the MVP Open.
Guess when that was that he won that.
If I had to guess, I would guess 2015, 2015.
Danny, your guess?
2017.
You're both wrong. 2016.
Dang.
Okay. Well, somewhere between us.
Jeez, my sense of time is terrible.
That's what happens when you get old.
Yeah.
I really thought that was like 2018, 2019. Like that was just like a couple years ago,
'Cause
right?
I was there. I remember being there, and I forgot that he had won that. But that was before he toured. Like this last year was the first year he was out on the road touring. I guess I'm just saying. I think Bradley Williams has an opportunity this year to have that big Elite Series win.
Yeah, 100% agreed. I think he absolutely could.
Smoothest form in disc golf.
It's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, very clean and just. I feel like Mason's
very similar.
Mason looks very similar. You can tell that. I don't know if they worked together or if he just modeled it off of him because they're both from Texas or what. But Mason Ford.
Well, Mason's originally from like Minnesota or something like that.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
I found that out over Christmas when I played around with him and Val at Waco. I found out that she's originally from Chicago and he is originally from Minnesota. So
Wow.
yeah,
Minnesota.
cold.
Yeah, sure. You betcha.
Cold weather.
Very cold.
It makes sense that they would end up in Texas.
Yeah.
As someone that has experienced northern Midwest winters, head south.
That is
All the way south.
right.
Get
It's probably like
out.
80 degrees down there today.
I love that.
I'll take it.
So, Danny, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Our show notes here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's 3 words and a question mark. Just says throwing in heels.
Yeah. The question mark was like, I wasn't sure if we wanted to talk about it, but yeah. If you saw the video that just came out on Dee Dee's channel, I did a segment of the behind the scenes vlog where I threw in high heels because Kona had a video that came out on Instagram years ago, but she like throws exceptionally well for wearing high heels and a dress, and I couldn't find a dress. So I just went with the heels, and
You should have asked.
so much harder than you would think.
Well, I think it's really
think it would
hard.
be very difficult. Yeah.
And like I tried standstill first, like you can't rotate. It's just all arm. Just all
Brutal.
upper body, just ripping it across. And then I try to X step. I'm surprised I didn't break my ankle. Like
Or-
I
or
went into
heel.
that. Like
Same.
that's true. I went in emotionally ready to be like, I'm gonna break an ankle, and that's my excuse to stay inside the rest of the off season. Like, I'm okay with this. I've made my peace.
Right.
And somehow I came out fully
That's
intact.
called fully committed
Yeah.
to your craft. I like
And
it.
like they were so painful.
I'm sure.
Like,
it looked it.
Shoes are supposed to be comfy, right? Like
Well,
maybe not all of them.
not all of them.
These were definitely not.
No.
I don't know
You
how
looked
anybody
taller
wears
though.
heels.
That was
I kind of looked good. I pulled them
kind of
off.
looked good.
I kind of pulled them off. Like, given I was also wearing, I think these pants, but like, I kind of pulled them
The
off.
Puma
well.
socks.
That was
is
was
what-
really what did it.
Yeah, the Puma socks is what
I wanted to do bare feet, but they were just barely too big. They like the heels fell off of my foot.
Right. And then at that point, it would have just thrown your form out the window.
Oh,
It-
man.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Before, when we were all out there getting ready to film, all of us were just kind of like, hey, so this was his idea, right? Like, we're not forcing him to do this. If this goes bad, we're still all right. This is
That's hilarious.
Fortunately, it did not go bad.
Yeah, I'd say it went much better than expected.
Yeah, because you didn't even fall.
No.
It wasn't like there was one part where you kind of like
You fell
had to
forward,
catch yourself a
Yeah,
little bit.
but
But
I expected the side brace, like, because you walking sideways as you X step, I expected that to just buckle the heel and it would just fall off the shoe.
right.
I guess I'm just good.
Have you practiced in heels since then? Are we going to get like a round 2?
No. Between the uncomfortability and the risk of serious harm, I think I'm going to pass. I still have them, but like just for fun.
So the option's there.
so you bought them?
They were $4.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to Goodwill and I don't know. I didn't make eye contact with anybody. I was just walking through the shelves like, that looks big enough. Okay. Yep.
Okay, so
Did you try them on? Did you sit down and try them on in the store? Did you?
I had to.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
I
Why
don't
didn't you film that? Like,
that would have been my favorite.
At one point, like
that needed to be in that background video.
the only other shoes that fit were like platforms. So they had a heel at the back and then also like a block on the front.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that was,
those technically aren't high heels. So.
Yeah,
They're
that's
not,
not,
yeah, not
that's
tall
not the
enough.
same thing.
Mhm.
We need a couple inches.
Wow. We need Danny to debut these on
Yeah.
the show
I'll just put some like
next week.
And you just prop your feet up on the table.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kick back, relax.
I mean, you look taller, so you want to stand up and do the show.
we need some Gore-Tex Terex heels,
Oof.
like waterproof with like grip on the bottom.
Come on, Adidas. We need
Man.
Yeah.
outdoor
Gore-Tex.
running.
All on the bottom.
Yes.
Think about it. Think about
Thick tread, waterproofing.
Hiking heels.
All
it. Hiking.
I want to
heel.
look good on the trails.
Yeah, naturally.
Why is this so hard?
I want to look taller.
If Adidas can't do it, somebody hit up Kanye. He'll come out with something and we can just take it from there.
Whew.
Oh no.
Gosh, that was one of my favorite things. My dad even texted me this morning when we put that video out, and it just said in all caps, Danny in heels?
That's hilarious. I can see your dad saying that too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Yeah. Very good.
It was fun.
So this was a question that popped into my mind, I don't know, some time ago. And it's something that I've kind of pondered, that there's always the conversation about what's the most prestigious event? Is it Worlds or USDGC? We obviously all know that it's Worlds,
Naturally.
but there's still people that debate that. But what is like, what's
the
three?
least prestigious event?
Yeah. What is, if you were to win an event and be mad about it?
Oh man.
No, is there a number 3? It's oddly similar to the, who's better, Paul or Ricky?
Right.
Well, okay.
Who's third?
Paul and Ricky are 1 and 2, but
Yeah.
who's 3? Yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, maybe Eric, I don't know if your days on the road impact your decision on this or if it's changed since then, because obviously the disc golf landscape in just the past 2 years
Sure.
has completely turned upside down. But what do you guys think is the number 3?
Well, obviously, we're very biased.
Well, I think in this you got to take majors out of it, right? Is that what
Why?
you're thinking? Well, I mean, because to me, it's an easy European Open. It would be the next in line
even
for
with
me.
people that can't, not everybody can go there
Why not?
because it's traveling overseas. Not all it's not as accessible, I guess, for more of a bigger percent of the top level players.
yeah,
Which
Typically, the field
arguably
isn't
would
as
make it even more prestigious.
That is true, yeah.
So
But I don't know, the idea of
European Open, I mean, if the US Open or Worlds is like number 1 and 2 back and forth, which we all know Worlds is the best, but
True.
to me, the European Open has to be up there in that title. I mean, from somebody who's been there and experienced the European Open 5-8 years ago, whenever that was, the galleries that were there then and the way they treated the sport then is kind of like the way our events are now here.
yeah.
So then they saw,
So they're just ahead of the curve.
they were way ahead of the curve. I mean, it was on TV.
Yeah.
It was on local TV over there. I mean, I don't know. I think European Open is definitely.
I think the only thing that would take away from that is the fact that like what I was talking about the percentage of players, not as many can go over there. So there could be
But they could.
Right.
like, what if Bradley Williams can't go over and he's like, I could have won if I was there?
Why didn't he go?
Because, I don't know. He's got a job, doesn't he?
No, he toured full time this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, if there's like a really good player who would be able to come to something in the States, they have an excuse of like traveling overseas, paying for ticket and everything. And I guess
I don't know.
visa to get over there. It's an excuse. I don't think that it takes away the third spot, but I think that it's the reason that it's third probably.
Sure. Yeah. I don't think it's number 1 or number 2, but I personally believe, just from experience playing the event, I believe it is a powerhouse for number 3 for sure.
Some people in the chat are saying, I've seen Ledgestone for the payouts.
Yeah.
Do we think that impacts it?
I feel like
or could it be the Pro Tour finale?
it's almost like the payouts are a gimmick in that though. Cause like nobody goes there for the courses really.
That is true. Northwoods, a lot of people seem
Northwoods
to
was
like.
good. Yeah.
Eureka, people seem
There's
to
a lot of things that
get
go into. I would say, if that's the case, I think Maple Hill MVP Open would be one of them too.
That's a lot in chat
For
too.
the course.
I've seen that too.
I mean, in the past, the Dynamic Disc Open or Glassblown Open has been the biggest disc golf event in the world. But I don't know if that means prestigious or if we're just like automatically counting that out because it matters so much to us, or if it actually matters that much in the perspective of like the tour.
Yeah, I don't think, and I created the event, so I don't think that it's number 3.
Okay.
I think it's up there, but I don't think it's number 3 or even 4 probably.
What's the most prestigious non-major then?
most prestigious,
like the most
non-major?
competitive, the most like the one people want to win the most that's not a major?
I would have to say, well, if you asked me when I was touring, it was probably Beaver State Fling.
Oh, gotcha.
And now that it's the Silver Series, it's probably not the Beaver State Fling.
Yeah.
Right.
It's honestly probably Maple Hill. That's the one that has a lot of tradition. Arguably one of the best courses in the world. Yeah. I mean, one of the best courses on tour, hands down. I mean, you never hear a pro say, I don't really like that course.
It's crazy how well that course has stood the test of time. From the game
MSDGC days, which was years ago.
And it's not like they've completely overhauled it. There may have been a small tweak here, small tweak there, but from the days when you were playing it from even before then to now, the course is relatively similar.
It's pretty close. They do make some tweaks to the course every year, which I respect because I mean, we do the same thing here. You have to,
right?
You have to do that.
You hear about like the new distance with the players have, like they're outgrowing courses. We need courses like the Preserve. We need all this, and like that's never happened there,
right? Yeah,
right.
I mean, the good thing that they have going for them there is thick, dense woods.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can stand to lose some trees and redesign some things here and there. And I've disagreed with some of the things that they've done to the course. Like taking the castle hole away that one year was kind of like, man, that's just such a cool hole, you know? And just seeing the different ways that they implement the course by moving things, tweaking things. I mean, I would argue that hole 14 at Maple Hill is one of the best holes in disc golf. The one that shoots from the top of the hill over the pond.
Oh, and the basket's like
on the edge,
10 feet from the water.
Yeah, that is such a great hole because if you play it like I do, you're going to 3 it because you went so far left. You've got a scary little upshot putt to get in range. And if you leave that short, then you're staring at nothing but water behind the basket. I don't know. I just think it's I think Maple Hill's probably up there
for sure.
Do you think it's just
non-major?
Because, so is the Pro Tour finale a major?
Technically, no. I don't. Is it?
I don't
think
even know
it
if
is.
it's sanctioned.
I don't think it is either because of
the format.
Because it's it doesn't matter if it's sanctioned because you don't get ratings off of match play.
Oh, that's
so it wouldn't matter. So why would they sanction it unless it's just for insurance purposes?
It's true.
See, I think if it were me, I think that would be it because I didn't win the World Championship. I didn't win the United States Championship, but I won the Tour Championship.
Yeah.
At least that, and then the way that they've been doing it, you'll get a $50,000 payday this year. That's not accurate. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but it was 25, 35. Who knows what it's going to be this year?
Was it 35 this year?
wasn't it?
I thought it was 30, but
It might
either
have been
way,
30.
I mean,
Might
what's
be
an
wrong.
extra 5K? Right?
Yeah,
At
just
that point, yeah.
pocket change, really.
Yeah.
$5,000 here, $5,000.
I mean,
there.
that's another event though that is you could argue either side of the prestigious side of it because not everybody gets to play in that event. You know, which was your thought on European Open not being there.
Yeah.
I think it's different.
I don't think it's any different than my argument of, hey, you can play the European Open as a top player. You just have to make that decision to go there. It's the
Right.
title of the tournament that you're talking about most prestigious.
Right. I think
European Open, I
Yeah.
mean, that's huge.
I think the limitations on the field are different, though. Only people that are invited to
Sure.
USDGC can play it. I can't just say, I want to go play the Pro Tour finale. I
Right.
have to play well throughout the entire year and
Yes.
earn that spot. Just like USDGC, you have to earn your invite.
Correct.
Whereas European Open, in theory, if it doesn't fill up by people rated higher than you,
Sure.
in theory, if there were an open spot, I could pay whatever the entry fee is and go play that event.
I don't know that you can, but yes. Since it's a PDJ major, I don't know if there is regulations now because there at once there was talking
Sure.
about XYZ, you can only be a certain rating to go play these events, but
Right. Yes. My thought is that the limitations to, like, they both have limitations to get in. The limitations to get into the European Open or the requirements are just lower.
right.
Whereas USDGC,
Oh yeah.
Pro Tour
yeah.
finale,
No, you're
it's-
absolutely right there. They're like qualifiers. You have to
right.
earn your way into those events.
Yeah.
I don't know that takes away or adds. I mean, it adds prestige, obviously, because I mean, not everybody gets to play in that event.
Right.
But for me, it's the title. I think more than anything,
Yeah.
I would probably rate them as, if we're talking about those 4 events. For me, it's world title, U.S. title, European title, and then tour title. That's just how my mind works. Playing every one of those events,
Mm-hmm.
that's the order I would want to win those in.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yep.
I can see that. Somebody mentioned it in the chat. I can't find who it was. But it sparked a thought in my head of, like, a lot of sports that have a full season, like the Premier League or Formula One, will each event or each whatever builds you points. And then at the end of the season, whoever has the most points is the winner.
The cup winner or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Where we have a world championship tournament, and whoever wins that tournament is the world champion. So this year, if we did it the Premier League way of whoever has the most points at the end of the season, I think Ricky would be our quote unquote world champion. But because we have a world championship tournament and James Conrad won that, he is the world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have a preference one way or the other? Do you think one is better than the other?
I mean, throughout the whole year, it obviously is a little different than just getting hot and playing well at one event.
Sure.
And being the world champion. But I think being the number one ranked player in the world is a whole nother level of that,
Mhm.
you know, based off of the same criteria that you're talking about with points and money earnings and all that, which I believe it was Ricky and Kat this year, right? That won player of the year.
They won player of the year. Paul earned more money than Ricky,
Correct.
but I think Ricky had more points
and
than Paul
which,
did.
which is true. But at the end of the day, I mean, there's a lot of things that are weird and backwards in our sport. I mean, kind of touched on it earlier that a 5-time world champion can win rookie of the year. Like,
Right.
that's just, I don't know. I to me, that's just a little weird and a little out there, and I get what they were doing with it, but
Right.
yeah, it's just kind of odd.
Yeah.
It looks weird from an outsider looking in.
Mm-hmm. How does the PGA have a world champion, or is it like,
No, they
I know
have
they
4
have-
majors. is
but
what they have.
there's no, Phil Mickelson is the world champion for 2021.
No, I think our world championship is closer to be like,
Is it like the Masters?
I would say probably closer to like the Masters championship. But
Mhm.
then again, people argue that the USDGC is closer to the Masters because it's a major and it's on one course, the same course every single year that gets tweaked a little bit.
It's also an invitational.
It is. And it's very, very hard to get into if you're, I mean, it's hard to even get tickets to this thing, you know? So I think maybe the US Open or one of the other PGA Championship you could argue is more like the World Championships, but they typically just have the 4 majors every year, but they have tour events every week.
Right.
So
I wonder if, I don't know, I think it'd be kind of interesting to adopt that season long best player mentality. And that's just the world champion.
I don't like that. I don't like calling it the world champion because then you've got European players that can't commit to a full tour in the States. So like you're automatically excluding them. That's why I just think the number 1 ranked player in the world or number 1 player of the year award is kind of the same thing that you're kind of getting at. But the World Championships, in my opinion, is arguably the biggest and best event we have in our sport. And taking that away, and all of a sudden just saying, well, you won the most points this year, so you're going to win. You're the world champion. I don't think that world champion title needs to be based off of a whole year. I would rather see it continue down the trend that we're on with it being a very large event that clubs can run, manufacturers can help sponsor, and, it just continues to grow and kind of do the snowball effect. It's kind of where I'm at with it, but I see where you're going with it and I understand it. And maybe there needs to be more weight on the number 1 ranked player of the year. Like for us, our players, we have in their contracts that, hey, if you're number 1 in the world, you get a bonus. For sure.
Sweet. I'll go for that.
Sweet. Yeah.
I'll go try.
Yeah. Good luck, fellas.
Thank you.
But, and then even the player of the year, we have awards for that. We have incentives for that kind of stuff. So I definitely see where you're going. I just think there needs to be more weight on it.
Yeah.
And take the ratings away. Get them out of here.
Yeah, dude. Get
them out of here.
Everybody's 1,000 rated forever.
No, I don't even know.
Oh, wait. Oh.
No, just eliminate them.
That was my only chance at getting 1,000 rated.
I realized the PDGA spent a lot of money on that formula, but bite the bullet and drop it. Sorry. That's just my outlook.
Is that like a hot button issue for you? Is it?
It's really not.
You haven't mentioned it before, so I don't know.
No, I have a couple times, but I don't know. I just don't think. To me, I've always thought ratings are what you've done, not what you're currently doing. And until you have ratings every single week updates, they're going to be a little off.
It's what, monthly right now?
I think so. Maybe
ish.
Whenever they do them.
Monthly ish.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think in the more there's just inflation on these ratings. Like people are one day going to be rated 1080 and it's going to be ridiculous. It's just
right. Yeah. It is a good system. It's not a perfect system.
I agree. Yep.
Daniel in the chat brought up a good question. What is your criteria for being the number 1 player? Is it
my personal criteria?
Tour points? He specifically says, what is Eric's criteria? So is it tour points? Obviously, I'm going to assume it's not whoever's rated the highest.
I don't think rating should go into it personally. I think finishes should go into it. And points. I mean, I think the point system with finishes are kind of the same thing. If you have a certain amount of win, like you can't win. To me, if a player wins player of the year and they didn't win a single event all year, they just grinded it out and got a bunch of 2nd and 3rd places. That's weird to me. Right. So wins have to take a little bit higher in the account for it, in my opinion.
So what if if somebody goes first, third every week and somebody else
Hell
goes
of a year.
Right. And then someone else goes second.
I would give it to the guy that got first place, depending on what events he's winning. But if you're winning like majors and elite series events,
right,
then 100% you deserve player of the year. You shouldn't get player of the year if you didn't win a tournament.
Yeah, there's a next step to winning besides just coming one more than the person behind you. There's another part to it, I guess.
Yeah. What's that other part?
I don't know. I haven't found it yet.
I've won a couple times, but it's just that next step.
Yeah.
It's just luck those times. I don't know.
Hey, I get it.
Dang
it. Kevin Schaefer in chat. My rating is the realest rating of all time. That's why I quit disc golfing after it went up for the time being. Kevin's right over there. He played one tournament and shot like 1,000 something.
Yep.
Yeah.
He killed it.
You go, Kevin.
That's the Eric McCabe way of life right there.
Sure is.
10-30 something, been there for like a year.
Stupid.
Probably going to be there for like another year.
Probably because I don't plan to play any tournaments.
Dude, when you're rated 1030, what was it, 1034 or something like that? Why would you?
I don't care. Honestly, quit talking about it.
Okay, I'll just take that rating. Hey, everybody, 1034 rated is pretty cool.
Oh, you done with this? I'll take it for a while.
Yeah.
Borrow it from
Is
Ezra.
that how it works? You
want
pass
trade?
it around? Yeah, whatever you want, man. Hey, apparently passing out $5,000 is nothing, so
Nah.
I'll buy it off you for $5,000.
You heard it here first.
I had my fingers crossed. Danny, we've got a couple of things from you here down at the bottom of our notes.
Okay. So this is a segment that we started a while ago, and it was called Danny's latest hyperfocus. And it's just, I have ADHD and I take meds for it and I do my best, but sometimes I'll just get hyper-focused on one thing, like one topic, and that will be what all of my free time is spent pretty much like researching, learning about anything like that. It's the most important thing for like a couple of months max. And then I care.
Couple of months.
A couple of months, like that's a long one. And then it's like, I don't care about this thing at all anymore.
Ever again.
And I move on to something else.
But you know everything about it.
And then I've at that point forget everything.
Well,
because,
right. You just replace it with
the new. Just more useless knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never anything practical. It's always just dumb, completely unimportant, never going to actually matter to me, but I want to learn everything about it for as long as it takes. And so to find something else.
I love it.
So this most recent one, I guess this was the previous one before current. And this is speed running. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the concept of speed running.
Like Usain Bolt?
Yeah, just
We
running
just
really
run
fast.
really fast?
Yeah. Well, this is actually slightly different,
Oh, okay.
much less athletic. But
Speed running.
it's a concept usually around video games where you try and beat the game as fast as possible.
Oh, okay.
So like if you've ever seen the most common game that people have heard of is like Super Mario Brothers, like on the NES, and usually it takes the average person an hour or so to beat, maybe a couple hours if you're like trying to find all the pipes and everything you go
average
through.
person?
I guess, yeah.
The average speed runner.
Okay.
No, average person takes like a couple. It's not a super long game because it came out way back when.
86.
Yeah. And then
Did you have a deep dive on this at some point?
the current there's lots of the Summoning Salt is the main YouTuber who talks about this, but like is the main YouTuber that I watch anyway, but he does documentaries where he starts out with like, this was the first time we can find anybody trying to play this game as fast as possible. This is the techniques they use. And then they find like tricks or like glitches or ways to like jump through the walls or ways to get scooched a little bit farther forward or do a little bit better on this thing and shave off like seconds or sometimes tenths of a second, hundredths of a second at a time to where currently the record is less than 5 minutes. Because you jump and you clip through the wall at one point and you can get to the save spot faster. And if you start out turned backwards, then you accelerate faster and it just shaves ever so slight time off. And it requires...
And you can't die, right?
Yeah, and you have to be perfect. Like it runs at 60 frames per second and you have to have a different input on every frame at some point. So like you have to be so fast. I don't know, it's so cool to think about. To learn about like the speed running. The downside is though, if you watch a speed run for a game that you've played and you see someone who's like thousands of times better than you at it, it's kind of demoralizing.
Yeah.
Or like if you look up a game that like you're currently playing and they just get to the end in like 2 minutes and then it ruins the story for you. So beware if you're looking up speed runs of a game you haven't finished yet. But
Interesting.
So
did you do this?
no, I'm really bad at video games. I'm horrible.
Danny speed runs watching speed run videos.
That's it. Yes.
Okay.
I got 2 at a time.
So you just watch.
2x
Yeah.
speed.
So you're more of a watcher.
Yeah.
You like to watch people play video
I've
games.
tried to do a speedrunning trick at one point. There was a glitch where you could like get in a wall and like run to the end of the game, the level or something like that.
And warp?
Yeah, you could just run through the walls because there's no collision on the inside. So I was playing a game and I figured out how to get in the wall and I'm like outside the level and I'm in this place, but then I had no idea what to do at that point. So I just kind of sat there and then jumped back through the wall and continued playing it normally because I didn't have any context for where to go.
This was Mario?
This was a different game.
I was trying. Okay. That's where I got lost. Okay.
That was how when Call of Duty 4, I played Call of Duty 4 for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it was sometime around when that game came out where there was this one map where you could like climb up on this ledge, jump backwards, spin, do this, and you could get on top of the roof. And I did that. And I was like, this is sweet.
Now what?
What do I do now?
Yeah, here we go.
Somebody in the chat says, Brant says, I'd love to see Danny do the pencil sharpening speed run.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm just imagining Danny at like one of those old school classroom ones.
Oh, the ones you got to turn.
They have different levels. I've actually seen like a little bit about this. You could put it on a drill and just and get them so fast. And like you have to start with a certain length pencil. That's like a certain, and they have different categories for like the number 2 or whatever different qualities of it.
Yeah.
And there's like there's like mechanically assisted with a drill or just doing it by hand and spinning it, or like there's different categories
levels
for all these. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's hysterical.
Wow. What else?
Speedrunning. Anyway, what I asked in Facebook and on Discord this week was, what is something that you would like to be the fastest in the world at?
Oh,
Sharpening pencils is up there for me right now.
man.
Sounds like it.
When was the last time you sharpened a pencil?
A while.
It's been years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Decades?
long ago. Considering I graduated high school more than 10 years ago, probably more than one decade.
Man.
I know there is a speed run for disc golf, like the fastest you can play 9 holes.
I saw Tristan did a video about that. It might have been 2 off seasons ago.
That Tristan went out and tried to play the fast. Yeah, he did. It was in Colorado. I think it was last year.
Yeah. I don't know that he was trying to set any record or anything, but it was just trying to see how fast he could play this course of like start on the tee pad, throw, and then you're just immediately sprinting, pick up your disc, chuck it, pick up your disc, chuck it.
See, I like everything you said there except the running part of it.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
I'm not really into
There's
the running.
individual level speed
How about
runs
the
in Disc Golf Valley.
slowest? Is there the opposite of this?
Yeah, there's lowest percent, trying to beat the game, having done as little of the story as possible.
That's me.
Like the fewest side quests,
Just the
fewest
anti-Skyrim.
actual thing. Like if you can just start the game and then press some buttons and glitch to the credits, that's like the holy grail of that. Like not having played any of the game.
Wow.
Okay, so the individual level world record for Sunshine Glade in Disc Golf Valley on mobile is 59 seconds. There's 52 seconds on PC. There's speedruns of Disc Golf Valley. I just found out about this. This is crazy.
How hyped are you for tonight?
I'm going to make the documentary about this one.
Oh,
And
my
that's a whole, you have to play
goodness.
all 9 holes.
I assume so, yeah.
What is that? You just get like
59 seconds? How does that, like it takes me forever to load the dang
I was
thing.
going to say, I feel like that's 30 seconds of loading minimum.
Sometimes there's timing without loads. So like it just pauses while there's a loading screen, but usually that needs like a different software. But yeah, this is so cool. I had no idea.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This is a look into the future of next week's episode.
Oh, man.
Let's see, the slowest one, Emporia Country Club Front 9. Somebody did it in 3 minutes and 31 seconds on PC, 3 minutes and 46 seconds on mobile.
Does it say who these people are? I feel like we need to shout out.
Oh,
who
yeah.
these-
Robinter.
What was their score?
It's got to be like 9 under.
I have no idea. Or maybe just all
it doesn't
aces.
say. That doesn't.
It might. Let me see.
There's no way they got aces.
Oh, there's a video
the
of
country
it?
club, right?
This is DGV Downtown in 4 minutes, 1 second by Robinter. It's played on Android. There's 137 runs, 137 tries that people have.
Jeez.
This
I'm
is
happy. I'm
hilarious.
happy if I
I'm
finish
happy
under
if I
par.
finish the game, finish the round.
Golly.
I want to see what his score is.
But yeah, you're right. I don't typically shoot under par on Disc Golf Valley.
I hope
No.
there's a video of the 59 seconds.
He's watching it right now.
I'm watching the 4 minute one right now.
Oh, 4 minute.
I wanted to see what
Yeah,
his
the
score
59 second one. Wow.
That's got to be like the very beginner course where everything is.
was. Yeah, Sunshine Glade. I bet you it's all aces or something.
It would have to be because it doesn't. It loads between each hole, so unless it maybe skips and it doesn't show you the whole preview, the little drone flight thing. Maybe it doesn't do that.
Maybe can you skip that or turn it off in settings or something?
I know you can skip it, but it starts and then you can skip. I don't know if there's a way to turn it off. Sunshine Valley is a 6-hole course. That makes more sense.
Yeah, but does it?
If you aced every hole, 10 seconds per hole makes sense.
Aced every hole.
Yeah. Okay, here's hole 1.
It's possible, but you'd
Easy ace. But like,
imagine.
I feel like my discs usually take that long to stop moving once they hit the ground in Disc Golf Valley. Okay,
But
yeah.
if it's in the basket, it doesn't
True.
skip or jump or
Apparently.
anything.
How does it jump so fast to the next one? Just
I wonder
says,
if
ace,
that
nice
time-
eagle. And then he's just spamming the middle of the screen.
That's probably how. There must be some.
And then it just whoosh, and just goes right away.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, it's a birdie on hole 2. This is crazy.
So somebody can beat this.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Let's get after it, boys.
So I asked on Facebook, what do you want to be the fastest at? Someone suggested running so that you can run away because you never know when you get chased by a bear.
That's too easy.
Yeah, come on. Usain Bolt, still probably going to get eaten by a bear if a bear wants him bad enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Bears are known for their stamina. Chad said he's in awe of people who can do remotely complex math very quickly. I am really good at doing math fast. Doing it correctly and fast is another level.
Right.
Yeah.
I can get you an answer and it might be right.
I can get you an answer and it'll probably be wrong.
One in infinity chance that it's right.
Someone said be fast at disc golfing. The problem is, and he addressed this in his comment too, Jake did, you're only as fast as your slowest card member. So if you're the world's fastest disc golfer,
Right.
but you have somebody who takes 29 seconds to line up their putt on your card, you're not getting done any sooner.
True.
There's speed walking. Cleaning would be nice. Yeah, just being able to shoom, clean everything real fast. I feel like I take so much time just out of my day. Healing, like a Wolverine, I guess. That would be cool.
Ooh, That's a good
Wolverine.
answer.
That is a good one. The
Typing?
fastest at healing?
Typing is nice.
Yeah. I was thinking something like the fastest at like folding laundry or just something that I hate doing.
Yeah. I thought cooking would be nice.
Cooking would be good.
I feel like it takes forever. Rodney said registering for tournaments online.
Oh, that's a fantastic
you have
one,
to
actually.
be now.
Yeah, you kind of do.
You kind of gotta be.
There was some in Discord as well. If you don't know, Dynamic Disc has a dynamic Discord.
Yes.
And the first one was tying shoes.
See, that's not a big enough part of my day.
I haven't tied my shoes, like unless they're dress shoes or like boots. I just shove my foot in there.
Yeah.
That's true. Or their heels.
Naturally, yeah. And those don't you don't have to tie them.
Because there's no laces.
Unless they're the kind that like lace all the way up here.
Oh, dude, your ankle is secure because
You should have worn those.
That would have been so much more support. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's just your ACL, and that thing's gone. But
Who needs that?
I feel like you don't need those. Yeah.
Nah.
And then the same person suggested sleeping. Like you get 8 hours of sleep in 5 minutes.
Oh.
That would be efficient.
Maybe the fastest at falling asleep.
That would be great. Yeah, just like
Because a lot of times you just lay there and like, man.
I feel like I have that superpower already. Casual flex, by the way. I feel like I
Really?
have that.
I have the opposite of that.
Really?
Oh, man. I'll lay in bed just, yeah.
Yeah. For my whole life, maybe 1 or 2 times a year, I'll have that where I'm like laying in bed. Otherwise, if we turn these lights off, I could lay on that couch and be asleep in like 20 minutes.
Dang.
Just
I've heard
Close
that
my
like
eyes.
to
Prove
fall
it.
asleep, it can help. I've heard of like as a tactic to help fall asleep is to like think through playing your local course or whatever. Like hole 1, follow the distance.
See, I've done that. I've done that. But not playing it. More if I'm redesigning a course or designing a course, going through holes in my head like that.
That'd probably be better because when I'm thinking through it, I always hit a tree and get mad.
I was going to say that
I'm
just
just, like,
aggravates me
lying
because
there
then
just like,
now I'm looking through the pond trying to get my disc.
Oh man, that's the worst. Yeah,
I could see that working.
So that's speed running. That's been one of my hyper focuses. Just playing video games or anything. Apparently sharpening pencils as fast as possible.
That's hilarious.
Look it up, dude. It's intense.
I promise I will be looking that up the second we turn those cameras off.
perfect.
Man, I'm ready. Have you seen it? Is it a thing where it's literally like a pencil sharpener in the wall and some dude is just
No, I've seen it like it's on a drill or it's somebody using it by their hand because like you can't have like a gadget or something that makes it go faster. And there's like different categories.
okay?
Or it might be like on a lathe, actually, now that I think about it, because lathes are faster than drills, are they?
Sure.
Have you ever seen the video where the people eat corn on the cob with a drill?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Speed running
don't
corn
know
on
if
the
they
cob.
eat it, but
Some of it goes in their mouth.
yeah, I suppose
They sure do get the corn off the cob.
Right. And really, that's when you break down eating corn on the cob. You have corn on the cob, taking it off of the cob. That's the goal.
that is a good goal.
It's a good one.
Eric, you got anything else before we
I've got nothing.
before we get out of here?
Okay.
I've got nothing.
That's it. We're
We're done
Eric's
here.
limit.
Yeah, we're done here.
Danny, do you have anything else?
Nope.
All right. That's all we've got. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on YouTube. There's been a ton of people watching live. If you are not one of those people, Tuesday afternoons, is that a safe bet every time we're going to be going?
I would say it's a pretty safe bet. And if not, just make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, and then you'll get that notification if you hit that bell. And then you'll see when we go live. But
Yes.
I'm guessing Tuesdays around 2-ish is going to be our
Central.
probably go-to. Yes.
2-ish Central Time.
Correct.
Every Tuesday, we will be live right here on the Dynamic Discs YouTube channel. If you are an audio person, you can obviously download this on any sort of audio platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere where you do download podcasts. Just search for you can search for Understable Minds, you can search for Disc Golf Audio, anything like that. Follow it on your audio platform of choice. And then same thing will happen as YouTube. It'll let you know when there's a new episode. You can check it out.
It's true.
Join our Facebook group, join our Discord, join the squad,
Everything.
do all that stuff.
Join. And go buy some Ricky discs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them gone already.
Gone already, but there is still some available.
More, yes.
There are some available.
Those Orbit Felons are sweet.
Yeah, the Orbit Felons are nice. But I suggest the Enforcers because everybody needs something a little
Lucid X,
overstable. Go get yourself an Enforcer.
I got one because I want to throw it in headwinds.
And check out the rest of the season. We're going to have a lot of great discs releasing, not just from Ricky, but from Kona, Gavin, Clemens, Mason, Valerie. I mean, it's
A lot
Melton,
of stuff.
I suppose.
John Nicholson told me.
John Nicholson is
he's
going to
got
have
something cool
a
coming.
special disc for the Dynamic Discs Open. You're going to be excited for that.
It's going to be so sick.
And so,
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Until next time, everyone. If it ain't fixed,
Break it.
break it, I guess.
With a pencil sharpener.